Hey, what's up, my beautiful people? Today is September 13th, and here's your daily energy report. Actually, before I get in the energy report, I want to let you guys know I have my level 1 and my level 2 astrology course up for download. It is on sale for 2 more days until the 15th, 20% off. Go download it now before that deal is gone. All right. And if you've already purchased to level 1, message me here directly and I will give you the special code to get the level 2 loan with the discount. Okay. Also, don't forget, I am doing my Chiron Ascension Navigation reading now, $99. Check that out. It's about navigating this ascension process and going into the Saturnian and Uranian and Chironian energies and helping to identify, especially during this Mars retrograde, it's going to be very, very helpful and beneficial. So today, now that we have Jupiter has fully flipped direct, it's still moving very slowly, but we're going to start speeding up. So that should really ramp up the hope a little bit. But I will say today, a lot of the aspects going on, actually most of the aspects in the astrology today have to do with Neptune and Pisces. So we have a mutable grand cross. So a lot of stuff changing, a lot of things like really internally, because Neptune is retrograde right now. A lot of and with it squaring the nodes, and then the sun being evolved too. This is like there's a part of us that needs a shift and change, but then the sun being in Virgo wants to structure and strategize. So this could be this, like we're trying to structure our emotions, we're trying to structure our life and understand these new feelings, these new things that are coming in, that are processing in our consciousness, and they're shifting, they're changing. It's like we're trying to lay the final part of the foundation of the concrete, but then they keep saying, oh no, we got to make this change, we got to make that change, we got to make this shift, we got to make that shift, and we got to come in with the crane and re-pour and re-solidify it. It's like, dude, I'm trying to finish it. I'm trying to get the foundation laid. And they're like, nope, not yet, because it's not quite yet ready to finalize, because we're in almost like this setting state, right? But as we're in the setting state, we can't let it dry too much, because as the shifts and changes come up in our emotions, in our mind, we might have a realization, oh, I maybe my values are, contorted, and this situation is making me see this differently. So but when we see something differently right now, it's going to be like, fuck, my whole life has to change, right? Like the way that I approach fundamentally my relationships, or fundamentally how I approach business, or how I just approach life in general, what I believe is good for my children, what I believe is my driving force for my finances, for my security, for my safety, whatever it is that is your, cup of tea, is going through a very fundamental, deep fundamental sifting process. And that sifting process will not be finished until Pluto goes direct the beginning of next month. So that's why I was saying in my Mars retrograde report that, we're going to be sifting and moving some things around until about the middle, second or third week in October. And that is when things are going to start moving forward, and we're going to start really, the foundation can finally settle. Okay. We're not in a settling phase right now. We have the sun in a mutable earth energy, and it's opposed to Neptune in the mutable water energy. This is grounding new emotions as they emerge, but it is right at that threshold where it's about to dry, then we got to make a change. So we might have to add a little water, then we might have to add a little blow dryer. Like we have to really play with it, because it's right on that threshold of being completely solidified as it's still shifting and sifting around. So I hope that analogy makes sense. And we also have the sun quincunx over to Black Moon Lilith as well. And Black Moon Lilith is still hanging around, Mars. So that could be bringing up like bad habits. Like, do we, when we have all this deep emotional stuff come up, are we, emotionally eating, or like, are we just, escapism is huge right now with all this mutable energy and all this stuff coming up, because these emotions are so deep and they're in our ego. right? This is our literally all the shit in our ego is just coming up into our face and be like, ah, I didn't know that was there. What are we doing? Where do we go? But it's important that this stuff comes up because this is literally rejection issues from childhood, abandonment issues from childhood, these fundamental survival archetypes that if you grew up in a survival based, energy, which a lot of people these days did, okay, this stuff is coming up. And you can always tell between the people that grew up in a loving home or the people that grew up in a survival-based home, which no fault either, or I believe that we all came into this, world to have these experiences for a reason, to teach us something so we can teach others, right? I personally, my experience was very survival-based. And that's why I know and teach all this stuff, because I've had to learn it the hard way. Right? People that haven't had to learn it the hard way, it's automatic for them. They just get it. They don't have to learn the ins and outs of all this shit. Okay. So remember, there's a reason for every single thing that you've gone through. Okay. So if you're noticing these victim mentalities, if you seek validation, if you're going through any of these, like, why can't I have this? How come my life is not like this? This is where the shit's going to come up, guys. This is the Mars retrograde. Okay. So pay attention, pay extra special attention to being the conscious observer of your life. Right now, it's so critical because this is setting the true foundation for the rest of our lives. Okay, next year, this year's the beta test. Okay, this year is our ability to make the changes. Next year, it's on. We're gonna be there, and it's go time. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. Please, if this message resonates, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it so much. I love all you guys for, tuning in. I know the people that do support me, they got my back, and I got your back 100%. And please go to my website if you'd like to download my free ebook, if you'd like to join the opportunity community, if you'd like to get a reading from me or some spiritual health coaching, fitness coaching, nutrition coaching, you name it, I do it. Let's make it happen. And I'll see you beautiful people on the next report. Peace.